What's the secret to staying mentally fit as you age? I'm Claer Barrett, editor of FT Next Act. Joining me now are the FT columnist Lindsay Cook, FT Money's digital editor Lucy Warwick-Ching, who will share tips on how to avoid tax traps in retirement, and Dalley, the FT's arts editor, who has news for us on the trend for murder mystery weekends. Lindsay, so you've been writing for The Next Act, which is the FT's content hub for people in later life, about the issue of keeping mentally active as we get older. And for those who are maybe sitting at home dreaming of retirement, actually the advice is that work may be better for your brain.
I think it is. A lot of people get to a certain age and begin to worry that their memory isn't working as well, and a lot of kit that we use nowadays, whether it's the sat-nav or the mobile phone, stops us using our memories. I used to know everybody's phone number. I don't anymore. So there's a little bit of panic there. But work keeps you going. It keeps you going in so many ways. You're learning new tricks. You are socially interacting, dealing with crises or otherwise all the time, and it keeps you going.
This particular segment is mostly for the benefit of our UK readers, because we'll be discussing tax law, which is applicable to the UK. But Lucy Warwick-Ching, my colleague on the FT Money team, our digital editor, wrote an article recently for Next Act on the FT about the tax traps that unwary retirees can fall into when they hang up their quills. So, Lucy, what's the most common problem, you would say, among people who are retiring when it comes to tax planning?
I think the biggest problem is that people, they're so focused on saving for retirement that they basically hang on to their money.
They amass.
So that, exactly. So by the time they get to retirement, they haven't done the kind of forward planning, and they are hit by all these different taxes that they hadn't thought about before because they've just, clung on to the money.
So in the UK, there have been restrictions that have come in the last few years governing how much you can save into a pension over the course of your lifetime, and also how much you can save into your pension every year, which have come down particularly hard on higher earners.
Well, that's the thing, it's a nice problem to have. So if you've been saving diligently into a pension, if you're a high earner and you are close to the to a pot of £1 million or more, then you may actually be hit by a problem. So the lifetime allowance is something that you may have actually accumulated. So then when you come to take out your pension, then you may be hit by 55% tax. So this is something that you can get around. You can get protection. So there's a lifetime allowance protection that you could take out, but you need to be aware about this.
For our third topic of discussion today, we're going a bit off kilter. Do you like reading murder mystery novels? Well, I am absolutely addicted to them. I can think of no better way to relax when I leave the FT's office at the end of the night than reading about a grisly murder. But Dalley, the FT's arts correspondent, is taking it one stage further. She's written a great piece on ft.com/nextact about how you can actually take part, without breaking the law, I may add, in a murder mystery now yourself. Jan, what's the story?
I think that what you've just said about without breaking the law is probably the most important part. I don't think that the whole range now of murder experiences, as you might call them, actually are very grisly or violent. I think it's quite harmless fantasy. That doesn't look particularly harmless, but quite a lot of the many companies now offering a whole range of such experiences are almost nostalgic in a way. I mean, if you're devoted to, say, Poirot and Agatha Christie novels,
Golden Age.
They're almost, they seem almost innocent now. It's like a glimpse into an earlier, perhaps calmer world where, in the end, right always triumphs and things come right and morality is re-established.
Can you arrange for the friend you like the least to be the one who gets bumped off?
Well, yes, I think it's murdering your husband, but completely legally. Hey.
Well, that's absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much to Lindsay Cook, Lucy Warwick-Ching and Dalley for joining us today. If you want to read any of the articles that they've written and more, do go to the Content Hub on ft.com/nextact. We'll see you again in a few weeks' time.